right there, Captain. We're ready to try start number 2 on Mr. G number 2. So we've finished the rebuild for the second time. We tore the entire engine down, as you've seen maybe if you've been watching the blog. Took everything off, put in a new crankshaft, new pretty much everything else. Not pistons, not rings, but not pistons, not valves, but just about everything else. So she's all pretty much ready to go. Valves are all in. I've cranked it over by hand. And you can see the hand starter here. And it goes forward on this shaft up to this gear wheel up here. And that chain is connected down to the crankshaft. So when we turn the black handle, that turns the engine over. And we started by hand. So what we've done is Christine came down and kept her eye on this gauge, which is the important oil pressure gauge, and we wanted to see that we were getting the system primed, so I cranked it by hand and just kept going and cranking it by hand so there's not any big load on it, and Christine just watched until this started to move. I think it moved up to about 5 psi, so that told us that the system was primed, everything was working, and now we're ready to give her a start. These are all the injection levers. We'll explain that more in the blog. But I've primed all of those, so you give each one of these levers a bit of a pull, and that squirts a little shot of diesel into each of those cylinders. So that's number 1 up there, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so she should start up. Basically, if a garter doesn't start in the first crank, there's something wrong. So you need to figure that out. You don't just keep going with it. So we'll see if this is going to be like the last time. And let's start first crank. Whenever you're ready, Captain.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Not bad. Good job, Captain. Keep an eye on the oil pressure. Looking good. It's a little bit off of idle. I'm going to guess it's about 600 RPM right now. Idle's about 350. And so the oil pressure is a little bit low. We're running about 34 psi, which is just fine at this speed. When we rev it up a bit, you'll see that the pressure goes up. We've got oil coming out of each one of the little valve tappets here, so that's a good sign as well. We just want to give it a first start here, make sure everything is working. We'll shut it down, I'll check things over, and we'll get her running for good. Okay. Good job, Captain. You're happy?
I'm very happy.
Good.